We will be starting the session shortly. Hello, everyone there. Good evening to all of you. How are you all today? I hope you all are fine. Well, I am Sai Zadav, your host for today's event. Welcome you to this exciting and informative event of Learning Kaggle Course Session 1 and Explore ML organized by RGDSC's Gokhale's Education Society's College of Engineering. So, let us start our event by knowing the speakers of the event. Myself, Sai, we have Atusha Ghaduse, and to show you hands-on lab, we have Sharvari Tambori with us. Also, for the amazing crowd sessions, we have Ketan Inamdar and Kalyani Desai. Agenda for today's event. So, the agenda for today's event is what is Kaggle, what are the benefits of learning Kaggle, Kaggle Tracks, hands-on with Kaggle, Q&A. Now, I'll hand it over to Atusha for further session.
Thank you, Sai. Hello, guys. It's Atusha here. So, let's get started. Let's see and learn what is exactly Kaggle is. So, Kaggle is an online community of data scientists and machine learning practitioners. Kaggle allows users to find and publish datasets, explore and build models in a web based data science environment, and work with other data scientists and make learning machine learning engineers. Data science and enter competitions to solve data science challenges too. Kaggle got its start in 2010 by offering machine learning competitions and now also offers a public data platform, a cloud based workbench for data science and artificial intelligence education. Okay, now let's see what are the benefits of working with Kaggle. Kaggle is a website for sharing, get ideas, getting inspired, competing against other data scientists, learning new information and coding tricks, as well as seeing various examples of real world data science application. So it's a well-known platform for where the users are allowed to participate in predictive modeling competitions, to explore and publish datasets, and also to get access to training accelerators. It's a great ecosystem to engage, connect, and collaborate with other data scientists to build amazing machine learning models. Okay, I know you guys are bored and need a break. So let's do something brainstorming and refreshing part. So now I welcome Kalyani Desai and Ketan Inamdar for Kahoot.
Hello, guys. I know you were waiting for us. So, I know you are kind of in the mood of a game right now. So, we are here to bring you some fun in the form of a small Kahoot quiz between all this learning. Are you guys ready to experience the roller coaster ride of the leaderboard? I myself, Kalyani Desai, will be here to guide you through the Kahoot. First of all the players who've been with us for the past events as well, you know what you have to do, and all the new participants who are here, I'm going to walk you through how you can participate in this quiz. So, first of all, you can go to Google and type Kahoot and just click on the first link there. And then you need to enter the pin which you can see on the screen, which is 2407185. Or else you can also scan the QR code which is visible there. Come on, guys, join. I'll be waiting for you as your host. And yes, there is a section where you need to enter your name. Don't enter your nickname, please. Enter your full name so that we can keep a record of your score as well and we get to know who you are as well. Yeah, so we have Siddesh Sawant here, Raj Kalash. Oh, these are some familiar names. Ram Zadhav, Aditya. Where are all the girls? Yes, I see Gauri. Oh my god. Tanmay. If you guys are having any technical difficulty or any doubt, please put it in the comment section. We have our eyes there as well. Your doubts won't go unseen. Yeah, we have Atharva. Come on, guys, I'm waiting. Iti. Tejas. Yes, we have Bhakti as well. I hope you all guys are joining and you are not having any difficulty. Yes, we have Rahul. Piyush, hi. We will be waiting for just 2 minutes more. Why are you guys taking so long to join? Come on. Akash. Nitra. What a pretty name. Hi, Nitra. Guys, shall we begin? Let's start. Hope you're ready with your minds. Let's get into some brainstorming. So the first question is function used to read CSV file in pandas. Read CSV, load CSV, import CSV, or convert to data frame. Options seem pretty inviting, all of them. First answer, read CSV is the correct one. Oh, Tejasvi is leading the leaderboard with 9.5 points. Girl power, huh? Go ahead to the next question. What is the term known as on which the machine learning algorithms build a model based on sample data? Oh my god, that was a big question. I hope you all processed it. The options are data training, training data, transfer data, or none of them mentioned. Why do all options look so similar? Okay, so training data was the correct answer. Check out the leaderboard. Oh, so we see there's a shuffle here. Gauri is leading right now. I feel so good about it. Going ahead. On guys, function used to get statistical interpretations. Interpreter, oh, this is so. The option is obvious. Describe, statistics, or show. Guys, don't get confused. Correct answer was describe. It was not interpreter. Let's see the scoreboard now. Okay, Gauri is still leading the board, but we can see that Raj is on fire as well. I don't know what's gonna happen in the next question. Go to the next question. The pandas describe function does not give the following statistical details. Okay, which details it does not give? Standard deviation, mean, variance, or mode. Why do I feel like I'm sitting in a maths class? Variance was the correct answer. 3 of you answered it correctly. Let's check out the scoreboard now. Oh, Gauri. Gauri is winning right now. Oh my god. Yeah. Which of the following is not type of machine learning? Supervised, unsupervised, reinforcement, or regression? Okay, which is not a type of machine learning? Seems pretty easy. Okay, so the correct answer was regression. Again, 3 of you answered it correctly. Okay, now let's check the final scoreboard. Oh, now we have the podium, correct. So on the third position, we have Tejashree. On second position, we have Raj. And on first position, that is the winner is Gauri, of course. Oh my god, congratulations. And runner-ups are Siddhesh and Bhakti. Congratulations to them as well. Yeah, what a Kahoot it was. Don't worry, we'll be back again. But until then, get some knowledge again. So I'll hand it over to Atusha again. Thank you.
Welcome back, guys. It's Atusha here again. I hope you had a really great time playing Kahoot. So, after a short quiz, let's get started with our next part, that is Kaggle Tracks. So, first is track 1, that is Intro to ML. In this track, we will be learning first how models work, which is the first step to machine learning. Then, basic data exploration, that is loading and understanding our data, building machine learning model, then model validation, where we can test and compare alternatives. That is fifth, underfitting and overfitting, where fine tune our model for better performance. Then random forest, which is algorithm, where using a more sophisticated machine learning algorithm is used. Then machine learning competitions, where we will be entering the world of machine learning competitions to keep improving and see your progress. Now let's see track 2, that is pandas. Pandas is nothing but a Python library used for working with datasets. It has functions for analyzing, exploring, and manipulating data. In this track, we will be learning about data, that is, creating, reading, and writing, indexing, selecting, and assigning, summary functions and maps, and grouping and sorting of the data. Now, in this session, we will be covering track 1, that is Intro to ML, and track 2, we will be covering in our next session, that is Pandas. Now, It's time for some hands on session. So now I hand it over to Sharvari Tamoli for some hands on with Kaggle.
Okay, thank you, Atusha. Let's begin with the first track. We'll begin with the first, that is Intro to Machine Learning. Yes, okay. So the first hands-on is Intro to Machine Learning. It consists of 7 modules. We'll go through the We'll cover the maximum possible. So in the first, we have how model works. The first mod So the first lesson we are having is how model works. In the previous lessons, we have already studied that what have a short introduction to what machine learning is. So it is basically a technique that teaches computer to do what comes naturally to a human being. That is learning through experience, right? So before moving on to how model works, we will see what is model. So a machine learning model takes in the data, then it finds the patterns for the data and gives the prediction when new data is given. So in this introduction, we have given a small example to build a model to predict the real estate prices. So suppose a person is earning millions to real estate, and he wants to build model to automate his process. So to understand the logic to build a model and to automate his process, we have to get the logic behind how he used to predict the prices before. So when he would answer and we would analyze the answer, we would come to know that he used to predict the prices based on the historic prices. So in this course, we have given a simple decision tree. So as the name suggests, decision tree, it predicts based on the decisions in a tree-like format. So first we'll consider this basic small decision tree, which is very simple. Okay. So in this, we have to predict the price based on the number of bedrooms a house is having. So in this, if the house is having more than 2 bedrooms, the price obviously would be more. In which this is estimated to be 1,88,000, and if it is less, it's going to be if the rooms are less, the price is also going to be less, which is 1,78,000. So this decision tree was quite simple. Let's look to other two decision trees. So let's look at this first decision tree. It is similar to one we have seen above. If the rooms are more, the price would be more. If the rooms are less, price would be less. But in the second decision tree, it is vice versa. That if the number of bedrooms a house is having is more, then the price is less, as we can see here. And if the rooms are less, the price is more. Little confusing, right? So my question is, that which tree would give more accurate answer. You can just pin in a chat box first or second. The first decision tree, which is normal looking and which looks more logical, is this will this give more accurate answer, or the second one will give more accurate answer. Keep the session interacting. So if we think the first would be naturally, like, would give more accurate result, but if we look at the second, and I would give you a scenario. If we are having house with 2 rooms, and we are having a house with 1 room but whose area is greater than that of two combined, so in that case the second recent tree will also hold true. So the prediction depends not only depends upon one factor, it considers more than 2 factors. So in this case, number of rooms were considered to get the price of the house. In the same way, we can consider the lot size, the location where the house is located, number of bathrooms the bedroom is having, etc. Now let's look at the second decision tree. Uh, in which lot size is considered as another factor. So I will just go through the one side. If the house is having more than two bedrooms and the lot size is greater than 11500 square feet, then the predicted price would be 23 lakh 3000. It is obviously calculated based on the historic prices, and if the rooms, it is having two rooms only, but the square feet, the area is less, the price will be less. And the prediction, what predictions we are going to get after we process through the decision tree, they are going to be present on the leaf nodes. So this was introduction to model and how a model works. We'll move to the next lesson, that is basic data exploration. So in this, everyone would be familiar of Panda library, right? It is a very helpful and a very useful library present in Python, which is used for working with data sets. It has function for analyzing, clearing, and exploring and manipulating data. And most of the people abbreviate while importing as PD. The pandas consist of important part, that is data frame. So what is data frame? It is nothing but a two-dimensional data structure, like just like tables with rows and columns. So in this, they have just imported the pandas library. Then in this, we are loading the path in which the data set is stored. So it is stored in on this part. We are loading that into one variable. So what is this data? This data is about the house prices. We have to predict the prices, right? So they have taken Melbourne data set from Australia, and we are going to use this data set as an example. The next, in this Melbourne data variable, we have load the CSV by using the read CSV function of pandas, which is used to convert the CSV into the data frame, which helped us to do further operations. Then we are using the describe function. So the describe function describes the data in short. We are going to have a large amount of data which would be hard to gaze upon. So the describe function help us to get the idea of the data in short. So this rooms, prices, distance, postcode, bedrooms, what all things you can see on the zero row horizontally are nothing but is features or the columns, and the vertically you can see is count, mean, standard. It is a statistical interpretation we could get from the data, which is given by the describe function. So what can be I will go through all these eight columns, that is count, mean, standard deviation. So count is nothing but the count of non-missing values in the data set. It is given for each feature. Then the mean is nothing but the averaging your values, that is adding all the values, then dividing the number of values that that the data set has. Then STD is nothing but the standard deviation. Mean is the smallest value, 25%. Now 25% is the percentile, that is dividing all the data into four quarters and then getting a value which is greater than 25% of the data. Then similarly we have 50% and 75%, and the max is the largest value from the data set. So what interpretations we can get from this data, we will see in our first coding exercise. So here's our first coding exercise. If you look at the right hand side, we are having the data, that is the input which we are going to use for this exercise. Uh, so the first cell is nothing but the setup code which is used to run the Kaggle in the notebook, Kaggle scripts in the notebook. So we'll just click on the run button, and the setup will be completed. In the next script, we just have imported pandas as PD. Then in this Iowa file path variable, we have included the path where the data is stored. Now I will show you the data here. So it is in ML. So okay, we have the first script run, the setup is complete. And the data we have in home data for ML course. So here home data for ML course and then train data. So we can visualize the data over here, a great feature of Kaggle. So in this we have these features or columns, that is ID, MS subclass, MS zoning, lot frontage, lot area, street, etc., etc. There are total 81 columns, that is 81 feature, out of which we can subtract and add features depending on what we have to predict. So this all is there. This is a data set which will be working on the exercise, all on all the seven exercises. So that path have we have loaded in this variable. Now we have to complete this. They have told to read the file into the variable. That this CSV file we have to read as a panda data frame. So help me with, so friends, help me with this. What function we use to load the CSV in the data? You can put your answers in the chat box. So yes, we use pd.read CSV followed by the path in which the CSV is stored. Will you run this? Yes. Now we have loaded our CSV as a pandas data frame, that is a table like format in the home data. Next, review the data. Like we have to get the summary of the data. So for that, which function we used? So we have stored a data in pandas form in home data, and in brackets we will so dot describe, which will give description of the data. Run this. Okay, so this we can see the description of the whole data is that is there in this train set with all the features and all the interpretations that we have given. Now to know how to interpret the data from this statistical description that the describe function gives, we can answer this few questions. So first is, what is the average lot size rounded to the nearest integer? So we have to find the average lot size. So lot size nothing but lot area. So we have here lot area feature, and then we have to find the average. Average is nothing but the mean. So mean and lot area. So the intersecting column is this. So we have to just round off this value. So what would be that value? So it would be nothing but 10517. Rounding it up. Okay. The next question is, newest home age. What is the age of the newest home buy? So now in this description we have max. So what max is giving? The maximum of all the values. So if we consider this year build column, the maximum year we would get over here. So it is 2010. So how to calculate the age? We have to take the current year, that is 2022, subtracted by the maximum year, that is 2010, that is latest house that is brought. So what would be the answer? 2022 subtracted by 2010, it would be 12. So the newest house that is bought is 12 years old. Let's check. Yes, it's correct. So we have completed our first exercise. We have just loaded the CSV file, and we just have got the description, that is sort of short statistical interpretation, and how to interpret that data instead of looking into the whole data. Let's move on to the next lesson, which is your first machine learning model. So in this, we are going to build a model. Okay. So again, in the first, we have imported the pandas. We have taken the path where the data is stored. We have converted that CSV into data frame, and now columns. So what is this dot column? So if we do the pandas data frame dot columns, we will get all the features that are there in the table. That is, you can see all the columns that are there in the table. Next is, so these are all the columns that we are having in a data set, the example data set. So now to make the data more accurate, we will need more features, which may sometimes be hard to handle. So to handle this, we can reduce the data set by like excluding the values that are not present. So for this, we are having a drop now function. So in the CSV, the values are just null. But when we convert the CSV to the pandas data frame, the values are changed to NaN. So we can just drop that values using drop now function provided by pandas library. And there here x is 0, which is an argument sent. If we give it 0, it will consider the rows. If we give 1, it will consider the columns. Now selecting the prediction target, there should be this all features are there, but to make a model we have to predict something, predict a certain feature. So in this example they are going to predict the price. So in the y variable we are going to store, or we are going to store what column or what feature we are going to predict. Now choosing features, to build a model, so we have to consider certain features. Different models can consider different features, and then we can compare the accuracy. So in this case, they have chosen rooms, number of rooms, number of bathrooms, number of land size, that is the total area, latitude and longitude, that is the location the house is situated at, and all this we are storing in the form of list and passing and storing it in the variable x. So x is nothing but our feature, and y is our target prediction that we have to predict. And x dot describe, again we have described the data x, which is the features that we are going to use to make prediction. So that is room, number of bathrooms, land sites, and the location. Now x dot head, this function gives the first nth value, n values starting from 0. Now building your own model, we will see the steps. First is refine. What model we are going to use? There are many different models depending on the data set and what we have to predict. We have to decide a model. Then fit. We have to make our data set fit for the model, finding the patterns from the data set, and then predict. We have to obviously like predict the outputs and evaluate it, how much accurate that model is for that data set. So in Python, we have Skylit Learn or Skylearn library, which is a very useful and robust library for machine learning. It provides selection and efficient tools and various functions for modeling, which it includes classification models, regression models, clustering models, and dimensional reduction. So in this, as we have already seen decision tree, we'll proceed with the decision tree in the example. From Skylearn, we have imported the decision tree. uh, so in this variable, what we are doing is nothing but telling which model we are going to use. And we are going to make this model fit for x and y. So x was the features that we are going to consider, and y is nothing but the target that we have to achieve. So x dot head, we are going to get the first values, and then the predicted values. So these are the predicted values. We'll see this in detail more on the hands-on exercise, which is coming next. Okay. So if you have to again look at the data set on the right hand side, we will find all the data set that we are going to use. So here we have what we have did in the first exercise. It is same. We have imported the pandas. We have taken the path in which our data set is present. Then we have load our CSV as panda data frame. And from this is the setup state for Kaggle. So we'll just run it. And now we have to specify the target. Okay. Print the list of columns in the dataset to find the names of the prediction target. So we don't know what is the dataset and what we have to predict. So let's look what all features the dataset is having. It is loaded in home data. So we'll do home data dot columns. So we'll get all the So these are all the features available in the dataset that we have already looked: ID, lot area, street, etc. So what we have to do is finally find the price. So sell price is what we are going to consider in the target prediction, which will be stored in the y variable. So this will edit and put home data dot, and the name of the column, that name of the feature, that is sale price. We will run this. Okay. Now X, what all features we have to consider to find that sales price. So they have told to consider the lot area, year built, first floor SF, second floor, full bath, bedroom above ground, and TOT rooms above ground. So creating a list of features, we have to create the features. We have to just create a list and give the features separated by comma. So we will just add in these features, put it in a bracket and with a comma. Okay. Too many features, right? The more features, the more accurate our model will be. Okay. We have made a list of all the features that we are going to consider. Now we have to store that features in the X, in variable X. So we'll go home data and we'll pass on the list, that is feature names. Let's run it. Now review data. So review means to take a look at what the X, that is the features we have considered, what data that X is actually having. So in this print, I will uncomment this, and in this we have to describe the X using X dot describe function, and to print a few top lines. So for that we use which function? It is head function. We run this. Okay, so these are the features we are considering, and this is the statistical small representation of whole data set. Now then, from this Skylern, we have to import a decision tree regressor, which is the model we are going to use for this data set. So in this Iowa model, we have to describe uh, which model we are using. First, I will uncomment this. From Skylern tree, import decision tree regressor. Then in this, I will store decision tree model. Then we have to fit the model for X and Y values. That is X, which are the features we are considering. Model name dot fit, and the parameters are X and Y. Y is nothing but a target which I have choose. That is the sales price, which we have described over here. Here, home data dot sales price. We have stored it in the Y. We'll run this. Okay, I forgot the random state. Okay, what is random state? It it is a attribute that gives how much time the numbers should be repeated. Suppose we have numbers 1 2 3 4, and we in a list, and we have to produce random numbers. So first it would always give 2 2 2. So how many times that random 2 should be coming consequently? So it gives that. So now predictions. So Iowa model, in which model we have stored the decision tree. Dot predict will pass in the X. Sorry. Here. So we have to predict based on the features that we are going to pass. So these are the predicted values that we have given for the given features and the given target, that is sale price. So this is it. Now the next too much hands-on, right? So we will move towards an interesting Kahoot hosted by Ketan and Kalyani.
Okay, so are you ready for the another Kahoot? Hi, I'm Kalani. I am back because I know you guys were waiting for me. But this time I'm not alone. We have a special guest appearance with us. Let us have the brief introduction of our special guest. Tanmay, please.
Hi, I am Tanmay. Here I am there for you another fun session with Kalyani. So let's begin with our Kahoot 2 for today's session. So heading towards the Kahoot. So guys, are you interested? Let me know in the chat comment box. Are you interested for the next fun session? So I hope you might be familiar with the Kahoot. You basically have to go to kahoot.it and put the code or just scan the QR code to get into the game.
I want all the names again and the extra ones as well.
So we have Gauri Pagar, Netra,
I'm seeing some familiar names again. Hi Siddesh again. Oh, we have a new name. Hi Advait.
Hi Tejasri, hi Raj. We also have Ram Jadhav with us this time.
Yes guys, come on, join.
Be fast, be fast.
Hi Tejas, hi Bhakti. Hi Piyush again. I saw your comment in comment section. Hello. Guys, we'll be waiting for just 2 minutes more again, huh?
Oh, we have Akash Thakur again in the game. Guys, I want a tough competition. So let's join Kahoot as soon as possible. Once we start, you won't be able to join the game.
Exactly. This is the time, guys. Hi Ravi.
Oh, Ravi vanished.
Oh my god, can you see my t-shirt? It is good vibes. I hope I am giving you good vibes as well.
Oh, good wishes always. So guys, we also wish you all the best for the game. We would be starting in 1 minute.
Let's go. Kaggle is an online community for which practitioners? The options are web developers, data scientists and machine learning, software developer, or computer and research scientists. Okay, again, to me all options again look pretty inviting. So the correct answer was data scientists and machine learning, or most of you have given it correctly. Let's check the scoreboard. Yay, we have Netra this time leading the board.
Followed by Gauri and Rahul. So next, moving ahead to second question. Kaggle provides a web-based data science environment for finding required datasets, publishing datasets, exploring and building models, all of the above. Guys, answer fast. We have a countdown going on. 5, 4, 3, 2, So correct answer was all of the mentioned, and all of you have given the right answer. So let's move ahead to scoreboard. Oh, what a shuffle! We have Gavri Pagar at the top with 1,865 points, followed by Netra and Tejasvi.
Let's move to the next question now. What is the main aim of the predictive modeling competitions provided by Kaggle? Okay, so the options are to solve real world data science challenges, to access training accelerators, to publish datasets on Kaggle, or to understand the datasets. Okay, I hope you all processed and I hope you are answering correctly. Yeah, so the correct answer was to solve real world data science problems. And again, most of you have answered it correctly. Let's check the scoreboard now. Siddesh Sawant has a streak with 3 correct answers in a row. Cool, Siddesh, very cool. Again, we have Gauri on the top, followed by Netra and Tejasvi.
So moving ahead to the next question. What are the benefits of Kaggle? Seems simple, huh? Predictive modeling competition, explore and publish datasets, access to training acceleration, all of the mentioned. Guys, it seems simple. I have heard this in
It's
the
pretty
previous
obvious.
event. Time is vanished. 3, 2, 1. So the correct answer was all of the mentioned. So let's see. Is there any shuffle in our scoreboard? Yeah, there is a quite shuffle. Still, we have Gauri Pagar at the top with 3,724 points, followed by Netra and Tejasvi. So coming ahead, we have Rahul giving them competition.
So this is our final question, guys. What are pandas in Python? Is it a function? Is it a library? Is it a data type? Or a dictionary?
What do you think, Kalyani? Would be a shuffle?
No, sorry. Oh, shuffle. About shuffle. I don't know. I thought you were asking for some hints for the answer. Okay, the library is the correct option. Now let us check the podium.
So we have on a third position Tejasvi. On our second we have Netra.
And our today's second Kahoot winner is again Gauri is the winner. She's been the winner. And we have runner-ups Raj and Piyush as well. Congratulations to you all guys and also all the participants as well.
Congrats everyone.
Okay, it's sad to say goodbye, but again you have to take some knowledge again.
We would be coming back in the next event. So guys, let's move ahead. Now we would invite Sharvari.
Okay. Thank you, Kalyani and Tanmay, for a great, exciting quiz. Let's continue. I will give a small recap what we have done this far. So we have loaded the model, loaded the part. We see how the CSV file is stored in the pandas data frame. Then we have applied a data tree regressor model from the Skyline library, which is over here. And then we have made the predictions. Now let's move to model validation. So, okay, model validation. What is model validation? We have built a model, but we have to see how accurate the model is. So that is called as validating the model. So we in the last exercise we have predicted the prices of the test data set only. So that is called in sample validation. And next we have out sample validation. We'll see both and how model validation can be performed. Uh, so for this, in this, there are many ways and many matrices for calculating the quality of the model. For here, they have given mean absolute error. As the error itself says, that is actual price minus the predicted price. That gives us the error. So consider, for example, if a house costs 1,50,000 and you the model predict the price as 1 lakh. and so the error would be of 50,000. So which that is called as mean absolute error. So taking all the averages of the absolute values, we would get the accuracy of the model. So in this they have done the same, imported the pandas, taken the data set, read the then data frame format, then we have stored the y, that is the feature that we have to predict, then x we have stored the features that we are going to consider, and we have applied the decision tree regression model and fit the model for the x. Now we have to find the error in this using the in samples only. So we are going to use we have to first predict the x, and then use the function mean absolute error present in the Skylern library, and predict the error that is there, that averages of all the errors we get. So this is the error that we can see in this example. Now the problem for in sample scores. When we are considering in samples, that is the data which is present in the test data set itself, train data set itself to test the model. There is a slight error. Like for example, for building this model, suppose there is a feature called as door color. So if the color green, if the color of the door green gives like more expensive price of the house, then the model will consider that as a pattern, and the model will be built upon that pattern. When we give the external new data, it will give higher prices for all the green data set, and if it is not a feature we have to consider, the whole model will be the whole model will fail. So that is the problem of in sample scores. So to get more accurate model, we have to test it on some data. So in Skylern library, we have train test split function, which is used to split the data set in two parts, that is train and test. So one which can be used to train the model, and the other half would be used to test the model. So train X, valuation X, train Y, valuation Y are nothing but the data set. That is the features we are going to consider, and the feature that we have to predict. That is the target that we are going to consider. We'll pass it to the function train test split, which will split the data accordingly. We will take the model decision tree regressor and fit the model for the training data only, and predict the value for the test data, and we'll find the absolute error for that. So let's now it's our turn. Let's move on to the exercise. So again on the right hand side, if we have to again go through the data set, we are having all the data set present. So here first, this is nothing but the previously what all steps we have carried. That is taking the data set in this path, converting it, then considering y, then the features, building the model, fitting the model. So we will run this code, which is in process. The next is we have to split the data. So for that, we have to import from Skylern. We have to import in test split. We are going to import this. Then these are the variables we are going to consider to train test and the data that we will be getting after splitting. So first is x, that is the feature, then y we are passing, and then the random state, which is 1. Okay, then we'll run this. Okay, next is specify and fit the model. So as we have already imported the decision tree regressor, we'll not import it again. We will just mention the model in this variable. We are going to use a decision tree with random state. state is equal to 1. Have to fit for the data for this model. So we'll just do the model name dot fit for. Now here we have to pass in the train 10x and train y. That is the features and the target. We'll run this. So next we have to make the predictions. So for that we'll do the model name dot predict. Have to predict it for the, now we have to predict this for the valuation data, which is unknown. We'll pass this. We'll pass just the features. Now let's print the top few predictions. So all the predictions are stored in val prediction variable. We'll just print the first 5. In the same, we have to print top few actual prices from validation. We are comparing the predicted prices from the model and the actual prices that we had passed. So which are stored in valx valy. We'll take the first 5. So these are the predictions, and these are the values that we actually wanted. So as we can see, they are not same, as there is a bit of error in it. So we have to calculate that error. So to calculate, we will import mean absolute error function from Skylern matrix. Then in that we'll pass the actual values that we wanted and the values the model give, the prediction that the model give, which is stored in this variable. I will just pass it, and then we'll also print it. So this is the mean absolute error we got for our model. If you are stuck anywhere, Kaggle provides with hints and solutions. So you just can uncomment and see the hints and solutions. Let's move to the next lesson, that is underfitting and overfitting. Okay, now let's see what is underfitting and overfitting. In last lesson, we learned to validate the models and check the accuracy of the model. So we can test our problems with different models and see which gives the best predictions. So for that, so there are different model presents. You can go through the documentation of the Skillet-Learn library present in Python. So in the first, we will consider this decision tree. So based on this, if we it has four groups. It has been split into 4 groups. As we have already seen in the first lesson, the more the depth of the tree, that is more features are being considered. So if we are consider just 2 features, that is the data would be divided into 50-50 parts. If we consider 2 features, that is 2 depth of the tree is 2, the data will be split into 4, giving 25% data in each group. If 3, then 8 groups, and so on. If we go on to the 10th group, the data each will be having is 1024 groups. So why I'm explaining this is, as the split is going to increase, we'll get fewer houses available at the end of the decision tree that is present on the leave nodes. Uh, this may increase the accuracy for training the data, as more less groups we are going to more less houses we are going to get to compare, but it will give unreliable predictions for the new data. And this is called as overfitting, where the model fit perfectly for the training data, but it does not fit for the new data. On the other hand, if the scenario is different, like we consider only 2 or 4 groups, less number of groups, so there is a less data to be compared, but the features that would be included will be very low, and the data and the model will be poorly trained. So in this case, the scenario is called as underfitting, which can neither predict the training data perfectly nor the new data. So here is a chart. On the x-axis, we can see the depth of the tree, and the on y-axis, that is mean absolute error. So okay. So as the depth of the tree is going to get increased for overfitting and training data, we are going to get less error, and for the validation area, the error would be more. And for underfitting, it is completely opposite scenario. That is tree depth, when it is less, more error. In the middle, we are going to get less error. So we have to find this point, which is known as the sweet point of the underfitted and overfitted model. And on this, based on this, we have to do the further we have to build the further model and do the find the accuracy accordingly. So in this, they have created a function to calculate. So this depends upon the number of leaves the tree is going to have. So what number it should get to give this point. So we are going to create a function called get MAE, which maximum leaf nodes are passed, which is nothing but we have nothing but a list which gives five. That is, depth of the tree should be 550, 500, or 5K. Then the training and the testing data. And for the decision regressor, we are going to pass that node and the random state as 0. We are going to fit the model for that particular value. We are going to go one by one. Like first for 5, we'll find what is the mean error for 5, then for 50. So here we have found out that mean error using this function. It returns the MAE, that is mean absolute error. So we can see for 500, we have got the least error. So 500 can be considered as this weight point, which we can consider to get the best and accurate model. So let's move on to the exercise, optimizing the model. Okay. The first is the whatever code we have done in the before exercise, that is loading the data and training the model. And here we are defining the function. I will run this code also. Okay, now here. So they have given a list of the depth of the tree that is to be considered, that is 5, 25, 50, 100, 250, 500. So we have to loop through this. So first we'll go for, we'll take num nodes in this list. Like we are going to take first 5 value, then pass it to the model, then find the mean absolute error. We'll store that into result. We'll get that function get mean absolute error and pass this value, comma, then train data, then valuation feature, training feature, followed by train target, followed by valuation target. We'll store whatever result we are going to get, that is the error for each value, each depth in this result function, and in this result, and then we will add that to some list. Let's name it list. List AME. We'll store all the results we are going to get in this list. So we'll do list dot append result. Okay. Now the size, best tree size. How we are going to get this size? We have to find the minimum of the error, mean absolute error, the minimum. So that would be the best size. We have to get that best size. So we'll do minimum of the list. list AME, and we are going to pass this as a parameter to this dot index function, which is going to give the index at which that best value would be located. So, and this we have to add, we have to find that index from this list. So I will be adding this to this. Okay, we have calculated the index and the minimum of that list. Let's check. Let's see where we have gone wrong. We have declared one list, then we are iterating through the num nodes, which will take the first, then the second, then the third. We are storing that in gate MAE. Then we are appending in that the result to the list. Next, I guess I'm missing one. Okay, this is not a list. I have named it different. List AME dot index. Okay. Moving forward, this is a small plot to like tell you guys how we are going to get the best value. What is the name? So here we can see 100, which we have got. Okay, let me print the best tree size for you. Let's see what is the size, and it's 100. So at 100 depth of the tree, we are going to get the best accurate model, which can be also seen through this graph. Now let's optimize this, and let's use this final value to build the model. Let's move to the next lesson, that is random forest. Hope you have understood this, how we have considered the uh, absolute errors to get the best of the decision trees for the given data set. Now let's we have done with the trees. Let's move towards the forest. So in the trees, we saw there is a problem of overfitting and underfitting, depending on the depth of the tree that we are going to consider. To reduce this, or to make the model not going into the problems of overfitting and underfitting, we can use a random forest as well, which is a classifier that contains a number of decision trees on various subsets of the given dataset and takes the average to improve the predictive accuracy of the dataset, which is mainly it takes different types of features and different types of dataset to make different number of trees, which is then average to give the accurate value. So this is what we have done so far. We have built the model using random forest, using decision tree. Now we are going to use random forest regression and find the mean absolute error. Now you can see there is an error for random forest as well. We have said that it is better than the tree, but still it is having error. We can also reduce this error more accurately by changing the parameters like we did for the decision tree, taking the best step. But the best thing about random forest is it works just fine if, as it is. So let's move to the hands-on exercise. So this is all we had, all the code that we had done in the previous exercises, that is taking in the data, building the model. But for here we are going to use random forest instead of the decision tree. So we will take, we store this model. We will tell the Python that we are going to use this model. Now this is again the data set where you're going to use the same data set, that is home data for ML course. You can see it on the right hand side. Then we are going to store that, convert into a data frame. The CSV going to convert into a data frame. Then in Y, what we are going to take, it is a target feature, that is a sales price. In X variable, we are going to take the features. Then we are going to again divide using rest split function. We are going to divide the data, and then we are going to use decision tree regressor and fit the data. That is all what we have done so far. Then we are going to predict the models based on the valuation data and find the error. See here we have also calculated the number of nodes needed for the decision tree. Now let's move to random forest. How we can make same model for, using a random forest. So here we will fit the model. Model dot fit will pass in the train x, that is the nothing but the feature, comma train y, that is nothing but the target that we have to find. So the predictions, now we have to predict rf dot rf model dot predict. Now we have to predict based on the valuation data, so we'll pass valuation x. Then we have to find out the mean absolute error. For this model, for the predicted versus the actual prices, that is nothing but valuation y. Let's check our code. Okay, my bad. Oh, the y is more. Abbreviations, we are all in the hands of abbreviations, so it is absolute. Okay, so we have built the model with the absolute error given here. So this was the last exercise, sixth exercise, and the last is machine learning computation. So in this, basically, you will be you have to do the same thing, build a model, but your the what we can say, the model should predict more accurately than the others. So you can participate in this competition, uh, build your model, do the submission, and earn your certificate. So this is all. So we have gone through what is model, how does it work, basic data exploration, how data can be explored, how can it be seen using the describe function. Then building a model, we have choose the decision tree model. Then we have seen how we can validate the model using mean absolute error. Then we have seen what is underfitting and overfitting of data. Then we have seen random forest, which is more better model compared to the decision tree, as it takes more number of trees and does the average of it. And then the competitions, that the last module, that is the competitions, is what is all left for you to complete. So this is your homework type. So you have to do go through this yourself, complete each module, and you're going to get certificate for this. So as Atush have also already listed the benefits of Kaggle, you will going to get certificate after completion. There are various competitions like the seventh module we have. Then we also get various amount of data set published by various people all around the globe, and we can also our published our own data set, and we can access many courses and hands-on exercise also. So this is the end of the hands-on.
Whoa, that was an absolutely amazing hands on session indeed. Thank you, Sarvari. Moving ahead for our Q&A session. If you have any questions, please let us know in the comment section, and also feel free to ask our speakers.
So if you are having any doubts, you can put your questions in the chat box. You will also find the study resources in the chat box. So if you have understood the sessions, you should come out with the questions.
Or if you have no doubts, then you can give a thumbs up in the comment section if you've liked our session as well.
No questions. So I guess everyone has understood.
Thank you, Piyush. Thank you for joining. Guys, don't forget to fill the check-in form. Go in the comment section, the link is there. Fill the check-in form. Yes, Raj, thank you.
So we are completed with our Q&A. We will be sharing some study resources on our social media handles also. The links are provided in the description box for the same. Also, stay connected with us for the updates of next and upcoming events. Also, now we will give you a short insight about the next event. So, the next event is all about Kaggle Session Part 2 with Pandas, where you will be taught about managing data and sorting, as well as applications with hands on exercises and along with many fun activities. So, thank you all for joining in today. I really appreciate your presence, and don't forget to join us in our next sessions as well. Until then, good evening and thank you so much. Also, make sure you complete your today's leftover course